What's up, everyone? Peti Kish here, coming with you with another video. I'm on Bonding into Comics, and we have this article here, and it says, in direct opposition to industry standards, Final Fantasy character designer Tetsuya Nomura says video game characters should be attractive.
That's what I'm talking about! Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Ah!
Yes, you want your game to sell, right? You put an attractive character on the cover. You put cool looking characters on the cover, as well as you play as them. Who wants to play as ugly characters?
No! 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 Oh, God! Oh, God!
And a lot of what we're getting today now is just uglified characters, as well as just mid characters that we used to I grew up playing, were bigger than life. They were power fantasy characters. We had attractive male and female characters, and it was okay. It was fine. So he's pretty much saying, to his point of view, yeah, just put good-looking, cool characters into our games. That's it. And you're going to have a pretty decent sell of your product. I don't know why this is even controversial, to be honest. It's not. And I've been talking about this in my other videos. Yeah, I talk about the uglification of the female characters as well as some male characters. It's vice versa. The females became more masculine and the males became more feminine. It's not balanced out. It's awkward and weird. And that's what's going on now in the West of an issue right now, especially the female characters.
Put a ticket in and make your name it gay!
We're gonna read this article, guys, but before we do that, I'd love if you guys can like, share, sub, follow on this channel. I really appreciate if you can do that. Let's push on this algorithm, more of these kind of videos in the future and more to come. Honest question, who hasn't noticed the recent video game industry trend of devs making their characters, especially the female ones, outright unattractive hybrids of masculine and feminine features? Vess in Star Wars Outlaws, Miss Freeze in Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League, the entire cast of Concord. Yup, all of these have in common unattractive people, basic, general, mid to ugly characters. No question about it. If you have two eyes, you can see that from a mile away. I don't know how I see all these shills and grifters trying to support these games right here that have all these problems in general with their main characters or their character lists of who they're playing. Like, it's on there. It's easy to see. And most of these are, of course, DEI. You know when something is bad when you see a female has an Adam's apple, you know, a strong jaw, big chin. What I've been saying on my older videos as well, where females are more soft, they have more of a softer skin, they're more round, and then the masculine, which is the male, is more square-jawed and has more stronger features. That's like basic art 101. When people see something, they don't even want to question it, because if you question anything now, you're going to be called a bigot, racist, sexist, all that, because you just questioned something that just looked different and obscure and weird. I know, I've seen the comments on my channel. I get it all the time. People coming in, telling me, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Stop doing that. You're doing it. It's not appropriate. It's not good.
How dare you?
What's not appropriate about it? Just looking as is and speaking my mind. If you have something to say, you say it.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
While it seems that many developers, particularly those in the West, are gung-ho on pushing this aesthetic, famed Final Fantasy series character designer Tetsuya Nomura stands opposed to this uglification design philosophy. Who is Tetsuya Nomura? For those who may be unfamiliar with the name, Nomura is renowned for his work both illustrating and directing such classic Square titles in the original Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy X, and the Kingdom Hearts series. In his time in the industry, Nomura was crafted some of the most memorable characters in gaming history. Think of Aerith, Cloud, and Tifa, each designed with striking attractive features and have cemented their place in the hearts of fans. Tifa alone still has massive fan following that's stayed strong in the decades since the original game's release. And that's true. All these characters they just said in this article, Aerith, Cloud, Tifa, what do they have all in common? They're good looking and they're badasses and they're cool. And you see all the time cosplayers dressed as these characters. They're iconic because of their look. Who's gonna remember that Concord character with the big jacket, and the blue jacket and the goggles? Who's gonna know that character? No one. Even in like a character shooter, who's gonna be played the most? The most attractive characters are gonna be played the most. How many people play this character? You're gonna see it that the majority of people are gonna play the attractive character or the cool badass character. Who's gonna play the ugly fat character? No one. Barely no one. If you're playing as that character, you're playing as a joke. But usually that's what it is. As well as just look at Tifa right here. Easy. You just sold the game. There you go. So simple, right? But it's not, because in the industry, this is frowned upon. You cannot do this no more. But you know, fan service can be good. I'm not saying fan service is bad, but there are problems when there's pushed too much fan service. I don't want constantly, you know, boobage and butts and everything just being awkward and weird, you know, on the screen. I don't care for that. I'm not really for that. But if you have actually like a decent looking woman on the screen and has a cool character design and has a cool character for herself and she's awesome, I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. That's fine. But sometimes fan service can be good, but I don't like it when it's constantly pushed on me either. You know, Nomura's viewpoint. In a recent interview with Darisha's Young Jump, Nomura was asked if there was anything you keep in mind when designing a protagonist, to which he admitted that he held a given character's visual appeal as was one of the top design priorities. The reason I make my protagonist good looking is that in high school, a classmate of mine was playing a game and the protagonist wasn't very good looking. He recalled, my friend said, why does he have to be ugly in the game world too? And that really made me an impression on me. From that experience, I thought I want to be cool in the game, and that's how I designed my protagonists. That's what I'm saying. Larger than life power fantasy characters. A lot of people want to go and escape from the real world. We don't want to see real people in our games. And in a lot of instances, that's what's going on. We got motion capture with real actors playing in our video games. And it's just obscure to the point where I'm like, can we just go back to designing normal character art designs like how it used to be, not actually having actors look the same? Yeah, it's cool. When it first started, it was cool. I saw Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, whatever. Cool design. But do I want him in my game? No, not really. You can have a voice actor or an actor voicing a character. I'm fine with that. It's when you have the likeness of the actor in the game that kind of like messes it up, because I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this, you know? It's just me. That's just my personal opinion, though. But I'd rather we just go back to original art like it used to be. There's a fine line. However, he also acknowledged that there was a fine line designers must walk between making their characters too eccentric, as they could lead to a disconnect between said character and the player. In my opinion, the protagonist cannot be too adventurous in terms of design and in setting, said Nomura. If he does something too eccentric, he becomes too edgy and is no longer a character that you can empathize with. I actually like characters with strong quirks, so I let the enemy character go on adventures that the protagonist cannot. He likes it to do it like that, so he wants to feel for the characters, which in Final Fantasy VII, that is accomplished completely. You feel for every character in your squad, like Barrett. Barrett was such a good written character, also a cool designed character, Barrett. His whole backstory is awesome because he's well written, and that's why everyone likes Barrett too. Unsurprisingly, Nomura's statement echoes those felt by many, if not most players. Yes, he's saying the loud thing that we've been saying the same thing about. Gamers have been saying this too. We want attractive characters in a game. We want cool characters in our game. We don't want just low budget, ugly, mid-tier characters. No one wants that shit. Why do you think a lot of characters sell the game itself? Just the character himself. Look at Resident Evil for an instance. Look how cool. Everyone loves Leon. Everyone loves Chris, Jill, Claire, Rebecca, all these characters. What do they have in common? All of them are cool and good-looking characters. Easy. There you go. You just sold the game. And then you have some badass villains like Albert Wesker, and then you have actually an interesting plot to it. And there's your game. That's why Resident Evil is still popular as it is today. As best summarized by Twitter user Al Emerald Apple during a discussion of an aforementioned Concord, the game reportedly cost $400 million to create. They made $0 since everyone was refunded.
Oh no.
Ugly characters, horrible gameplay, uninspired game design, ugly UI, and ugly maps, unenjoyable experience. Everything's fine. Besides, the only thing I'm saying no to is the horrible gameplay. I've heard people play Concord before it went down that the gameplay was fine. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad. The thing is, all the DEI bullshit and the designs and everything, just the pandering itself, uninspired game design, it's just a copy of Overwatch. It's a concept that is old now, that too much competition in the gaming market that are similar to it. Design of the characters needed to be #1 priority, I think, as well as obviously the gameplay, because that's how you're gonna sell your product. It looked like everything else we've seen before, like Valorant or Overwatch. It didn't look anything special at all. And when I remember watching it, I did a PlayStation, it was a PlayStation State of Play or something. I remember seeing the first cinematic trailer for it. It's in one of my videos, and I was yawning through the whole thing. I knew this game is gonna fail from day one. Everyone in the chat, the live stream, was saying L's constantly. L game. They didn't even show gameplay at all in the beginning at all. It was just cinematic, and everyone said looks like shit, looks like crap from the beginning, because everyone knew it looked like an ass game from the start just by the cinematic. First impressions are the most important for something to sell. The company, I think it's Firewatch Studios, they started pandering to the modern audience, and guess what happened? They said, F the gamers, this is not made for you, then don't buy it. And guess what the gamers did? They didn't buy Concord, and the modern audience didn't show up because it was ass. Everyone knew it was bad, and then boom, gone forever. $400 million down the drain, just like that. That's what you get. That's what you get. Thankfully, it seems that there are still some developers who care about keeping the balance, providing players with a way to escape from the troubles and realities of the real world. But of course, whether or not their mindset ultimately wins out in the ongoing battle for the direction of the industry remains to be seen. And there you go. Nomura speaking facts. about what gamers want. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Yeah, just give what the people want. And yet, Square ethics department continues to censor their games, including Nomura's. True, showing that their best days are well behind them. That's why he's retiring. Oh yeah, Nomura is retiring, I heard. I don't know how Square Enix is gonna evolve after Nomura leaves. He's gonna retire. Not sure about that. So yeah, guys, what do you think about this whole thing? Do you think Nomura is right about this whole thing? Or do you disagree with Nomura about this? Let me know in the comments below, guys. I thank you so much for watching this long. And if you didn't like this video, I still thank you so much for watching this long, guys. Until the next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, all. See ya.